orders or is it no?
Only if I don't want to see. We are back on the road again, and we are out of Indiana, and we're headed west, having a lot of fun, learning all the stuff, relearning all the stuff that we needed to pack or didn't pack or have packed, but we should have packed in the truck and it's in the trailer, or I don't know, stuff's falling apart already. Oh, it's gonna be a good trip. But we're here today to tell y'all that we're back out on the road. We are going out to Crock the Nation.
Yes.
And we are also going to tell you about the 5 things that we're excited about.
And we apologize for the loud sound in the background because it's raining. And Mikey says we can't turn off the windshield wipers to save the audio content.
Yeah, something about, I kind of want to see where we're going while we do this. But yeah, we're excited. We're like super excited.
So where are we headed, dear?
Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind goes sweeping through the plain.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to Oklahoma. We were originally going to go to Colorado and Utah, and then we checked the weather. And at the time we were looking at the weather, it was going to be colder in Utah and Colorado than it was in Indiana, with frost and snow and because that's what we're trying to get away from.
And just to let you guys know, we are delayed on the channel, so we may be in Utah by now. Who knows?
We're going to watch the weather, and that will kind of dictate where we go for the next month and a half. But we don't know, and honestly, we don't care. We're just leaving. We're back on the road. We have been working hard for the last month. We've been preparing ever since we got back.
Yes.
But we've been working really hard this last month, getting videos edited and done and filmed for the cooking portion of the channel. And Cris has been working super hard. Aunt Lou has been behind the scenes working super hard to make sure y'all have plenty of blog content for all y'all that go to recipes.crock.com. And of course there's some other projects that we've been doing, getting prepped for this trip. So, and you'll see more about that later. But we're ready.
Yeah,
as ready as we can possibly be.
Not only are we ready, we are in it. We are in the truck driving west.
There ain't no going back now for quite some time. But yeah, we're headed towards Oklahoma. There's a couple state parks that we're looking at down there, and then that's just the next couple days. After that, we honestly have not planned where we're going to go.
No.
We may go to Colorado. We may go to California. We may go to Texas.
We all know that Mikey will end up in Texas at some point in time.
Texas, you'll always have my heart. But let's get down to business. Yes. We're here to tell you about the 5 things that we're most excited about on this new trip.
Yes.
And number 1 would be...
Yours is number 1.
Oh, the people. My wife likes to call me a social butterfly. I don't know why. But I always enjoy going out on the road and meeting new folks. Different cultures, different races, different states of people. Everybody's different. And going out on the road, and I don't care if it's a Walmart cashier or if it's somebody who, if we end up maybe not cooking in a crock pot one night and going out to dinner and meeting somebody there, or just people we meet out on the roads through the stops or whatever, or at the parks. I love meeting new people and kind of spreading that joy and getting a little joy back, and so I'm excited.
Yes.
Speaking of meeting new people, if y'all are following us on our Instagram account over at Recipes the Crock, or my personal Instagram, or Chris's personal Instagram, here they are now. If you go there, you can check it out. That is more real time as far as where we're at the time. If you want to know exactly where we're at when we're there, well, you kind of got to go over to Patreon, because those people are the ones that get to know exactly where we're at and when we're there. If you're a secret keeper or up, you will know. And if you're in the area that we're going to be in, remember how I said my number one is I get to meet new people, and that excites me. I would love to meet my Crock Posse.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe we can go out for dinner or a beer, or maybe just play some music, or I don't know. What do you do? Putt. Maybe we could go putt-putting with a member of the Crock Posse. Who knows? But that's my number one. I want to meet people.
I am shocked. Our number two, I guess, would be I am looking so forward to family time and the teamwork that it takes to be out on the road. We've already experienced that today in lots and lots of ways. It's like almost like a well-oiled machine of figuring out who's going to do what and all that kind of stuff. And we have been working really hard, but we've also over the summer, but that's kept us kind of all going in different directions in a lot of ways. So I'm very excited to get back on the road and be spending a lot more time with family, experiencing things, making memories.
Right.
I mean, we're still going to be working, shooting videos and cooking and those kinds of things, but it's all going to be within the context of everything that we like to do as a family.
Yes. On the family time. It's weird, and we kind of talked about this on the podcast as well, that when we're home, we work together. I mean, that's my boss. But even though we work together at home and we live together, we rarely see each other at home, because she's up in her office doing her creative things. This whole summer I was out on the back deck building that thing, getting ready for the next major flood.
We call it the Ark.
We call it the Ark or the Mega Deck for all y'all who are Office fans. You know, but it's not usually till at night when we can actually sit down and have a conversation and kind of recap. Hey, that was your day when you were 15 feet away and we didn't talk.
Yeah.
So I mean, here we are for the next few months. We're pretty much going to be this close. You know, so
that trailer ain't that big.
No,
I know
it's
some
not.
of y'all said it was, but believe me, when you're living in it, it isn't that big.
Yeah, it gets a little cramped in there. So, you know, I'm sure you'll miss the times when
now
we were far apart. But yeah, we're going to be close by for everything.
So that's going to be fun. And the teamwork, like I said, everything takes longer, and it's just a mind shift whenever you are living, working, traveling in an RV for a long period of time. It is a mind shift, but it also is it's like rewarding, which we've said that before on here. It's like rewarding to kind of take care of things and the way that you kind of have to around here. So
teamwork's a good thing. Go team.
Yeah. Well, my number 4 would be road schooling Miss Ad. So, yeah.
That was number 2. Yours is number 3. That was number 3.
Oh. I don't teach the maths. No.
Yes. We homeschool our child. Number 2. Number 4 is...
I'm sorry, I skipped yours. What was your number 3? We're out of practice. And you just stuffed your mouth.
I'm hungry. I figured it was a good time.
While I'm trying to count to 5.
Number 3 is a pretty easy one. New places. I mean, we went on our last trip. I guess you would, some people are saying on your last season on As Good As It Gets, we went a lot of places. Of course, we went to Texas.
Twice.
Yeah. But we also saw like White Sands National Monument. We got to see Carlsbad Caverns. We got to see the Pacific Ocean. We got to see giant sequoia trees. We got to see the Grand Canyon. We got to see Big Bend. And then, I mean, so many other places. Enchanted Rock, Jacob's Well. All these places that we had seen either through school, through other YouTubers that are traveling, you know, and some places that we just, through word of mouth on our travels, somebody said, oh, if y'all are going to go this far, you got to go to, you know, like Enchanted Rock was one of those places, or Pedernales State Park. Yeah. So many awesome places that we went to see, and it's exciting because we would go to these places and frankly, it would knock our socks off at how different the beauty could be, whether it was a water hole or a giant mountain or, you know, a giant canyon. Everything is so different depending on where you go, even if within one state or, you know, across the whole country. That's awesome.
And it makes you want to become a geologist.
Oh, yeah, well, just, yeah. And it... You know, the geology was awesome. The geography was amazing. Sometimes driving the cow up a mountain, not so amazing, but equally as thrilling, though. We always, you know, there's a couple places where I was playing a game in my head that was called, Will This Thing Make It? She wasn't playing that game with me.
I enjoyed that game.
Well, there were times we were driving that I did not want to alarm you.
It's not making me feel good.
You know, like that's the other thing.
It's not something I'm excited about.
Leaving home and venturing out west, you know, we have a lot of comforts, like, I don't know, a gas station every at least 20 miles. And then as you ventured out, you know, into Texas and further out.
California we got to.
Right. The further west you go, the further apart the gas stations are, so there was another game of will we make it?
This is supposed to be things we're excited about. Are you excited about that part?
Sorta. Just because it's like, okay, you know, we climb those mountains, literally. You know, what's the next challenge that's going to come up? I'm hoping it's not weather. But still, even at the same point, all those places where we might have had those issues or challenges, they were gorgeous. We got to take a day drive through Sedona, and we're hoping to think that maybe on this trip we'll actually go back and stay there. But just what we saw in one day was more than some people ever see. And so I'm excited to go see more of that and share it with y'all, you know, and take you guys along with this little adventure, because there's some amazing stuff and amazing people that we're going to meet and see and experience and take in. And, you know, we're really happy and excited. So I guess the number 3 is not just to see these amazing places, but to share them with you guys as well.
Oh, yeah.
So are you coming? Y'all want to come with us? But yeah, that's number 3. What's number 4?
Do I get to road school Miss Anna?
Well, maybe not in the math department.
No. So we've mentioned this to you guys before. A lot of people ask us if we homeschool Miss Addie. We call it road schooling when we're on the road, but the answer is yes. We have lots of curriculum that we use, that we love, but then we also get to get outside of the books and outside of the magazines and those kinds of things that we use, and go and actually explore the places that we're learning about. And she loves it, we love it. It's just so awesome to be able to do things through experience and not just read about them. And one of our favorite things is to actually read about things and then go experience them. So that is something she and I have talked a lot about, and we're super excited to be back on the road so she can start exploring all those places and learning about them and being just curious about the world around her, which is a skill that is just invaluable outside of school too. So
yeah, I love that. We're going to reference the last trip because that's pretty much what we have to reference on this. But when you look into like a geography book and you study the Grand Canyon through that, and you know the geological changes over millions of years, when you read it in a book, and you know most of your books are going to have these, you know, really cool pictures that go along with it. you can learn from it. But when you actually go there and see it and walk down this trail that takes you 2 billion years in the past, and you actually get to see the rock and touch the rock and experience the vision of what a river can do in, what, 60 million years.
It's just
amazing.
A really immersive experience. And then on top of that, you have all of these places that really are excited about, both the places and the people that work at the park, national parks, state parks, local attractions, that are really passionate about what they have preserved. And so then you get to, one of the things I love is to engage with people who really love what they do for a living. I don't care what it is.
And park rangers love their jobs.
And I will say, and I like exposing Addie to people who are really into what they love to do. And so it's just really, really fun for her to be able to kind of just get immersed in whatever it is we're doing that day, be it a waterfall, a cave, a ruin that we are kind of exploring and learning about the people that used to live there, and those kinds of things. So we're happy to be back at that.
Yeah, that's all. I feel
and
like
Mikey
a kid
is
going
like
for
another
Christmas right now.
student in the class.
Oh, yeah. I love, and Addie and I will nerd out quite a bit.
Now Addie will let you do her algebra if you like.
No. I'll stick with the history and geology and geography.
And counting to 5.
Yeah, well, I better help her with that too. Speaking of number 5.
Yes.
Number 5! Is that many, by the way?
Yes.
So, a lot of y'all might have seen that we've been working on a few projects over the summer. And one of those projects was a little album that I have been working on with one of my best friends. And we've been working hard every Sunday afternoon. I'd go over to Jeremy's studio and we would work on an album. The Crock Posse had mentioned, hey, we love to hear one. Friends and family, of course, you know, they're gonna say, hey, you know, it'd be really cool if you did one. A lot of people I met through open mics wherever I went, whether it was local back home or Texas or anywhere like that. A lot of people said, hey, do you have an album? Do you have a card? Do you have a website? And at the time, I didn't have an album, a card, or a website.
And now he's got it.
And now I've got an album coming out.
I have 4 fingers.
Oh my gosh.
There is something.
Use that 4th one for the new Facebook page. We'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, wow. Yeah, pray for my kid and her math. We now have cards, so if we ever see me in person, I'll get you a card. We have a website, MikeyGoode.com, and we have an album that hopefully by the time y'all see this, that it's out, and because it should be by the time that we're taping this, it should be completely finished and mastered in a couple weeks. I'm so excited about that. I am very, very proud of this. I feel like I know what Leonardo da Vinci felt like when he showed everybody his Mona Lisa. Except I can't paint all that well. For anybody that's followed us on Instagram and seen my Bob Ross paintings, I'm no Bob Ross.
Oh.
But I am somebody who enjoys doing the music, and we have an album that's coming out. It's titled Junkyard Dog, and the title track is called Junkyard Dog. And a 4-song album, because that's all the time we had for this summer. We're going to release it. It'll be on iTunes, Spotify, you name it, it'll be there. If you're not a member of our Facebook page, As Good As It Gets, you should probably check that out because we're going to be talking about it there. I also have a Facebook page that will be live by the time that this goes up. It's Mikey Good Music. Pretty simple. Me and music. There you go. And if y'all are interested in checking out the tunes that are up there, there'll be snippets of it over on that Facebook page, as well as an avenue of how to, you know, get the album if you're interested in that. If you notice on the transitions between the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The music that was going on back there, those are snippets from the album. So if you like that kind of stuff.
But dear, what does that have to do with being excited about RV living?
Well, we're going to take it to the people. Instead of bringing the people to the music, one of the ways, because as we've talked about how the RV life can get a little cramped sometimes, and sometimes it gets a little old bumping elbows. I know through code when it's time for Cris to have some space, and she'll just look at me and put her hands on my cheeks, run her fingers through my beard, and say, honey, don't you think you ought to find yourself an open mic to go play at tonight? Which tells me, go away. And it also, but now I've got stuff to play and you know, some stuff to show. So I will be playing open mics wherever I can find one along our journey, hopefully at least one a week if it's possible. Later on in our travels, we will be going to Texas, and I've made some contacts down there, and I'm going to try.
We're all shocked about that news.
So if you're in the San Antonio area, be checking us out on the Facebook pages like we told you about, because we'll let you know when we're going to be around certain areas, especially in the San Antonio area, and where you can kind of maybe check me out if you want to hear the live music and do a meetup and stuff like that. Free hugs and a beer on me. Literally, because I usually spill everything on myself, whether it's food or drink. But, you know, if we are dead serious right now that we want to do meetups. We want to meet members of our Crock Posse and show you that we're just the same people that you're seeing here, only taller. But we'd love to meet you. So come to an open mic, and we'll let you know where they're at, and you know,
and I think we can even make like little written announcements on YouTube too, dear.
Oh, we totally can, and we totally will. So we will show you on the avenues of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and MikeyGOODe.com.
Yeah, but we're gonna start collecting postcards again. So we would love to start sending them out to Crock Posse members. If you guys want to comment down below and maybe tell us what you're excited about for these adventures. I know some of you really like coming along. And then we'll randomly choose a handful of you guys and send you postcards from our travels.
I like that. That sounds like a good idea.
Alrighty. But whatever you do,
laugh often,
eat good food,
and speak life.
Bye, guys. Bye.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon link below.